Hello fellow gamers and YouTube addicts, and welcome to my depixelated review of NYKO Power Grip for PlayStation Vita, or as we would say in Polish, witajcie w mojej recenzji. So, what exactly this thing is? NYKO promises ergonomic grip with built-in rechargeable battery for PS Vita that doubles the battery life. So in this review I'm gonna tell you if this is true or this is just a bunch of bullshit. So I already unpacked this thing, obviously, because I had to, test it for the review purposes. So let's get rid of the box. Oops. Okay, and this is the grip itself. You might have seen similar grips, some cheap Chinese knockoffs, or maybe you had something similar for PSP, which was called the Monster Hunter grip, which I was using for years when I was playing Monster Hunter for hours on end. It was making the gaming much more comfortable, so naturally after moving to PS Vita I was looking for something similar. So I was on the market for a grip like this, and first I bought the Chinese knockoff that's pretty much identical, except for the battery part. Obviously it's just a plastic grip. It made the gaming much more comfortable, so I decided to go ahead and import this baby from the US. I had to pretty much pay double for it. The grip itself cost about $30 and I had to pay 20 something for the shipment itself, because NYKO in their infinite wisdom decided that they won't sell this thing in Europe for some reason. So yeah, importing this from US is the only option. You can still buy it on eBay UK, but the sellers pretty much charge you double anyway, because they obviously have to import this thing from the US anyway. So it was actually cheaper for me to get it straight from US and pay the full shipping price. So, how does it work, and does it work? The grip itself is pretty self-explanatory. It makes your Vita feel more like a proper controller, like DualShock or something like that. And is it good? Yes, it's very good. It has a nice rubbery surface, so it's not slippery like the Vita itself. Which is especially good on hot days when you're playing the game, and your palms get a little bit sweaty. So yeah, it adds a little bit of weight to the console, because obviously it's a big piece of plastic, and then there's the battery itself, which is, I think, I would guess, the heaviest part of the whole grip. But it's nothing terrible. It's comfortable enough. It has ridges for your fingers, so that it's even easier to hold it in your hands. So the extra weight really doesn't matter that much. What really matters is the main point of this thing, which is the battery life. That is, that NYKO is promising to double your battery life of PS Vita. As you can see on the description in the back, it has pretty much the same capacity as the PlayStation Vita battery. I'm sorry if the picture is out of focus sometimes, because my camera is freaking out. And does it work? Yes, it does. I tested it for a whole day before this review. I first charged it fully, and then I played for about 6 or 7 hours of Soul Sacrifice, Monster Hunter, and before I ended the gaming session, the grip itself was completely dried, but my Vita battery was still full, so it worked beautifully. I could have played for another 7 or 8 hours on the battery from the Vita itself. So let's see how it works, how it looks with the Vita itself. The installation is very simple. You just put the Vita in, you push the plug into the Vita. There's a plug that goes into the charging port of the Vitas, so it can feed the power from the grip to the Vita. You snap it in, and then you're ready. As you've seen at the beginning of the video, the light at the bottom of the grip was blinking. That's because I haven't charged the grip. And I also wanted to show you this. So how exactly does it work? It works in a very nice way, in that, you know, the PS Vita battery has the priority, so the console drains the battery from the grip first, and when the grip is dead, then it starts draining the battery from the built-in battery of the Vita. So yeah, even if you lose charge in the grip, you still have your battery in the Vita full. It also charges your Vita if... Right now it doesn't, obviously, because my PS Vita battery is full and my grip battery is dead. So I'm gonna show you how you charge this thing. There's a identical socket, as you can see on your PS Vita, so you can use your standard PS Vita charger. You just plug it in, and there. The red light means the grip is charging. When it changes to green, it means it's full. When it blinks, just like at the beginning of the video, it means the battery is almost dead and you have to plug it in. If you keep your Vita plugged in and then both grip and the Vita are charging simultaneously, so it pretty much doubles the charging time, which is less than optimal. So it's always better to take out your Vita completely from the NYKO grip and let the grip be charged separately. It takes about 4 to 6 hours to fully charge it, at least at the beginning. I think it was only that long because it was the first time I was charging it after, you know, receiving it from the factory pretty much. So I suppose the charge time will decrease after a couple of charges, you know, but who knows. I'm gonna do a follow-up review in a few months, maybe, so I can tell you if the charge holds. Although from other people's reviews, I saw that the charge should be holding for pretty long time. So I hope this is just as durable as the Vita battery itself. What else there's to say about it? Oh yeah, let's put the Vita back in the grip. So as you can see, it doesn't block the rear touch panel, which is very good. It doesn't block the camera. The camera is still unobscured, so you can easily reach the back touch panel and use your back camera. Although I must say, even though I have pretty long fingers, reaching the center of the rear touchpad requires me to actually, you know, I have to change the position of my palms to do it. So if you have short fingers, that might be a little bit of an issue, but you know, most games don't use the rear touch panel anyway, and even if so, it's not getting, you know, taken in consideration. It's so easy to hold it even in one hand using the grip. You can just, you know, hold it with one hand and use the other hand on the rear touch panel. Some people, when I saw the first review of the grip, some people were complaining a little bit, at least, that the grip was kind of loose. So if you put the Vita in, it was moving slightly to the sides when you were pushing on the face buttons or the D-pad. But I guess that's no longer the case, because with my model it doesn't do that at all. It's sitting there tight, it doesn't move in any direction. So it's safe to assume that NYKO maybe fixed that problem with the new batch of this of those things. Hard to say, but it's not a problem with this with this example. So hopefully that's not a problem with any of the grips produced from this year on. Is it worth it? Yeah, I'd say it's worth it, worth every penny. I mean, for 30 bucks, I don't think you will get anything better than this. I know that Sony is selling some extra battery, but it's just a box with a short cable that is dangling at the bottom of the Vita, so it's less than optimal in my opinion. This one is just perfect. It sits in your hands perfectly. It allows you to comfortably play for hours on end, and it allows you to play the games for hours on end because of the battery, obviously. So yeah, for 30 bucks, I'd highly recommend it. It's worth the price. If you're living in US, then there is no question, you can just get it for 25 to 30 bucks. If you're living outside US, well, then obviously you would have to pay for extra shipment. But it's still, I think it's still cheaper than, even with the shipment, it's still cheaper, or at least comparable to the official Sony battery. It's a very nice product, it's a good company, it's not some Chinese bullshit, so you can safely spend your 30 bucks on it and be happy. So yeah, I guess that would be it for this video. I think I've showed you everything, I'm not sure, but yeah, there's nothing more to show, I think. So far it's been a pleasure using this thing, so if you had any doubts about it, then just go get it. Okay then, so that's it for this video. Stay tuned for some more reviews, some hardware reviews. I mean, not so much of the hardware, more like gadgets and peripherals like this. Game reviews, gaming videos. As you can see, my channel just started, so there's not much on the channel at the moment, but it will slowly fill up as days goes by. So yeah, stay tuned and see ya next time.